Well, hello there, blade lovers. This old sword back with you again, and I've got something special for you today. It is a review of 5 of my favorite Wii knives. There's around 10 or more in the collection, so it was a bit difficult choosing. So I went for diversity and just diversity of design. These are all pretty different from each other. And they're ones where if you needed more detail and you don't get it in this video, check out the individual reviews, all of which are posted on my channel for each of these knives. And I go in more depth. What I'm doing today is just kind of showing some love and appreciation for these guys because they come from some very well-known makers, or I should say designers. They all come from Wii, that's the maker. And Wii is as close, in my opinion, as you can come to a custom knife without it being a custom knife. From a production factory knife in the high hundreds up to 300. And of course, if you're interested in Wii knives, check them out at White Mountain Knives. 10% off with Old Sword as your discount code. All right, enough for the sales pitch. Let's start with one of my all-time favorite knives, the Blocao. Designed by Miguel Barbudo of Spain. He also is the one of the chief guys on the new Forged in Fire from Latin America. I'm not sure if that comes out of Mexico or another South American country, but you'll see his name come up there as well. Of course, it's all in Spanish. If you speak Spanish, you're all set. If not, you have to go check out the good old US of A Forged in Fire. So I'll give you a quick close-up of the Blocao. It means brick wall in Spanish, I am told. Stonewashed titanium bolster, marbled carbon fiber. It is a lockback on bearings, which perplexes a lot of people, and a lot of people will call it a dangerous knife for the user, because when you press on that lock bar, it begins to close. If your finger's in the way, blade's going to hit it, and it locks closed. So that's the detent of sorts. It has a window lock. Little energy, snaps out quite nicely with authority. Extremely strong back lock, this window lock arrangement. Again, I'm not going to get into all the details of it, but today's more of a appreciation of the materials, the design, pretty much everything. So no jimping on that. Double thumb stud. Beautiful Spanish inspired blade. I believe the word is vaquero, or vaquero's a cowboy. I'll always forget the name of the blade style. I'm sure I'll get corrected by some of your comments for those in the know, but it is a Spanish style Bowie, if you will. And Miguel does a lot of blades in that configuration. Super ergos on this knife. It is contoured, smooth scales, but your hand locks right in. Although this is a beautiful blade, this is also a fantastic working knife if you choose to fit it into that role. S35VN on the blade, by the way. And an entirely different knife, more in the traditional Japanese blade style. And I've said in the past that this is reminiscent of the actual original tanto. Some will call it it's not really a drop point because it's got a straight back, but it is Asian inspired. And if you look up traditional tanto blades, you will see that this comes very close. The interesting thing about it is we have a standard beveled edge there, but we have a 0-degree grind that goes all the way out to the edge with no additional bevel, no secondary sharpened bevel there. It's kind of like the samurai sword in that it goes straight down to the edge. And yes, sharpening it will be a challenge. Hopefully with M390 on this blade it doesn't get that dull that I'm going to be worrying about that anytime too soon, and probably it's not going to see a lot of use. It's kind of a looker. Titanium handle, got the WE logo in the handle as a pattern, which is really cool. If you don't know the WE logo, then it's just a pattern. There's the actual WE logo on the pivot. Love the coloring on it, the blue and the gold. Just gorgeous. Frame lock folder. It does have the star pivots, star screws, and it does come with the tool. WE Knives is not doing this anymore. They've gone straight to Torx. But it produces such a really neat pattern that, you know, it's hard not to like it. You're not going to like it if you're taking it apart. But again, they do give you a little wrench, and it is kind of little. This is got the distinction of being one of the few knives, if not the only knife, that has a milled true deep carry titanium pocket clip. Rides as deep as any spring clip, but it is milled out of titanium and attached with another star screw from the surface. Just rich, beautiful. Comes in a number of different colors and blade tones. I believe it's been discontinued. I'm not sure. And it's almost drop shutty for a light blade, which is kind of neat. We may as well leave them open, right? Kind of doing an unveiling here. Now, one that came out in 2020, late 2020, designed by Alessandra DeSantis for WE Knives, is the WE Roman. It's a front flipper extraordinaire. And I still have to get the hang of getting that all in one flip. Let's see if I can do it. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. It's in a old style with a pocket pull on the pommel. So you can ride that down in the pocket or in the waistband, and you can pull it out by using that rounded knob on the end of the handle. There's your WE logo, and this is supposed to represent the pattern of stones in an old Roman road. It is a bead blast finish. What WE does, I'm told, with many of their knives, is they will tumble them or blast them and then hand polish them. This is very smooth, but probably not hand polished, although I could be wrong. Extremely thin, pointy blade. Bordering on kind of delicate. But it's styled after a vendetta sort of a knife, which comes from Italy later, after the Roman period, this being the WE Roman. It is S35VN steel, by the way. Lots to hang on to, although not very thick. Again, if you want all the measurements, my individual reviews on these will give you all that detail. Very light. Titanium handle. Not much to it, but strong, certainly. Moving on to one that came into my possession recently. This has no name, has a number. It is the 620, and this is the G version. Gray titanium handle. Double thumb studs. It is an older WE model, in that it has all star screws, and it is festooned with star screws. But what a beautiful design and elegance they give the knife. May not be your style, but this has become pretty much my favorite. Beautiful, usable blade choil, Wharncliffe style blade, two-toned, nicely brushed flats, and black covered with a full fuller. Nice WE emblem. Very nice, solid ergos. Thumb fits right in there. There is some jimping here back on the blade as well. And yep, you got a little lanyard kind of thing there too. I did a review on this one not that long ago. Still gets a lot of my love. Last and certainly not least, designed by Brad Zinker, we have the Miscreant. A very simple, super lightweight knife. I think it's in the 2-ounce range. Just feather light. It may look familiar to you because Boker put out something, and the name escapes me right now. Pretty much same design by Brad Zinker, except this is the high end. So we're talking S35 VN and titanium. Frame lock, very thin, almost completely deep carry clip. Lanyard hole, completely skeletonized, which makes it so light. And look what they did with these holes. Like a polished brass or gold titanium finish or anodized finish. You don't get it on this side, only on the show side. What the hey. Great action, very snappy. Too light to be truly drop shutty, but you can get it down there. It is a super discreet, lightweight carry knife that's still got plenty of strength. So rather than mess up the table with comparisons with other knives, I'll leave you with these as their own comparisons. And I hope to do the same thing in the near future with Bestech. I've got a number of Bestech knives that I think are really great. Again, there's probably a few more that could have fit into this review, but didn't want to make that long a video. Didn't want to have, a dozen knives out on the table, but maybe we'll do round 2 coming up. Hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. This Old Sword, signing out.